We have just passed the point of no return. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of loyalty and poetic knowledge in hip-hop, Papoose, has been placed under arrest. Yes, he was taken into custody following a full-scale, brutal, and unrestrained assault on Captain. Relax. And now that the video is public, it's awful, baby. As Eazy tries to hide beneath a DJ table, we hear punches flying, furniture flipping, and security guards yelling and calling someone. Face flushed. What happened to the peaceful, collected Papoose? What drove him from pen and poetry to handcuffs and headlines? Is the question that the world is now asking. This wasn't just a quarrel, so it's crucial to ask what the devil. Eazy said to provoke this degree of anger. This emotional outburst had been building for years. Remy Ma was close by when it occurred, according to sources, and her response was captured on tape. Eyewitness accounts, smuggled video, and insider information are all about to blaze through every nook and cranny of the online. Take out your popcorn, put up the music, and settle in, because everything changes when you hear what's about to happen. There was stillness at the beginning. Papoose, the man who kept Remy Ma down during a prison bid and remained 10 toes below, the silent king of fidelity, the stoic face of black love, had been quiet for weeks, with no tweets, interviews, or cryptic captions, until all of a sudden, the internet was struck with a thunderbolt of news that was unexpected. Indeed, Papoose was placed under custody. And not for petty things like unpaid fines or a haphazard miscommunication. No, he was grabbed, handcuffed, and booked. After reportedly hitting Eazy The Block Captain in public in front of cameras, he was taken downtown for a full-fledged assault. Additionally, the video was leaked. Let's dissect it. This wasn't only a street battle. Months of humiliation, treachery, and muttered disrespect had driven this man over the line, causing him to crumble in real time. It all happened at a private combat rap event, according to sources. Held in Queens, when Papoose entered the venue without permission, saw Eazy laughing in the VIP area, and headed straight for him like a heat-seeking missile. A low-key networking mixer erupted into a battleground. Several witnesses claim that Papoose remained silent, just walked right up, reached back, and boomed. No threats, no warning. Hit with such a loud blow that mid-beat, the DJ cut the music off. According to one witness, it sounded like a gunshot. Before I saw Eazy hit the ground, I believed someone had popped off. The video as the energy is extremely clear, but grainy, as Papoose goes all WWE, hurling chairs, snatching collars, and even slamming a Red Bull across the table in sheer annoyance. You can see Eazy attempting to get to his feet. Security also hurried in. Late, 3 guys attempted to stop Papoose, but a lanyard and a rented security vest won't stop a man who has been harboring feelings of betrayal and sadness for months. A single camera angle caught Papoose yelling, "You crept behind my back and grinned in my face. Did you want me to know? You now know, Mike fell." It has nothing to do with music. Respect was at issue here. This story concerned a man who supported Remy, although everyone else thought she was unworthy, who witnessed her incarceration, assisted her in reviving her career, and assisted her in raising their blended family, only to be publicly supplanted by a combative rapper who couldn't even avoid the first blow. The streets are currently chatting, because let's not pretend to be breathing. The murmurs are visible to all of us. Months ago, it began. Initially, some industry sources claimed that Remy and Eazy were spending a lot of time together away from the spotlight. Then the hazy pictures, followed by the body language, and then Eazy with its 2 assured captions. Some victories are not captured on video. How did you mean that, sir? Due to the world has now come to the conclusion that this was not a rumor. Papoose simply used his hands to establish that this was genuine. Fan videos of the incident were already doing the rounds. On TikTok before the arrest was officially announced, X, formerly Twitter, and Toke. Remy Ma's voice can be heard yelling from the back as security finally tackled Papoose to the ground in one video, which has received over 11 million views. Too far, because, let's face it, Ree's hands aren't clean. This isn't the place. Wait, what? You acknowledge that there was a place? The internet leaped on that like hyenas. Why did her husband lose his temper so quickly if this was indeed only a business relationship? He knew, which is why he risked everything, including his freedom and reputation, to get to Eazy. According to a gossip website, an unidentified person close to Papoose's team said, he always knew. He remained silent for months, and everyone told Eazy became arrogant. And let's not forget the buildup. But he was unable to let it go because she simply became silent and never really refuted it. A lot of you be loyal to ghosts, Eazy wrote. In a now deleted tweet just 2 weeks before, I stick to what's true. Was that a shot? I wonder, because if Papoose is a greater man than me, people reacted to the video as soon as it was leaked, and it aged like spoiled milk in the hot sun. Eazy was folded like a mixtape cover, and the memes were unrelenting. Remy Ma played the only man who loved her in silence. I would have done it in 2023. A Mortal Kombat screen with Eazy's face photoshopped in, Papoose, leaving the battle in slow motion like an Avenger, and Remy holding her head and asking, "How did we get here?" Celebrities also voiced their opinions. Fat Joe tweeted 3 straightforward words, "Don't test loyalty." 50 Cent, of course, shared the video while laughing. "I told you, love, don't live here anymore," she wrote, using emojis. Cardi B then retweeted a fan tweet that said, "You guys better protect black men who love loud and lose." Collision microphone, all in quiet. However, the NYPD wasn't playing as the streets applauded. Papoose was arrested at the 104th precinct a few hours later on charges of third-degree assault in public. One source inside the precinct claims that he didn't resist and entered the building like a man who already knew this was unlawful. The arrest report mentioned video that verified battery and intent to cause harm, coming since that's who Papoose is. He doesn't hide or run. He stands by his principles even at the expense of everything. According to reports, Remy was also at the station, but not as a defendant. She apparently attempted to minimize the altercation as a witness, claiming that they had been at odds for months and that it was a misunderstanding that became out of control. Chairs were flying. "Ma'am, it's not a miscommunication. It's a remix of Easy Crickets and WrestleMania 38. No post, no statement, no, I'll let the lawyers handle it. Oh, you're silent now because you were quiet when you were grinning on red carpets and acting like nothing was happening. Live, just one Instagram story the following morning with white lettering on a black screen. As a man with something to prove, you were silent when you were posting passive-aggressive tweets and Instagram posts. But now that you've caught a two-piece with no biscuit, all of a sudden, it's the internet hadn't even had its morning coffee when the videos of the Papoose's Eazy beatdown went viral. Please, child, let the lawyers handle it." Timeline, and by viral, we mean 17 million views in less than 6 hours. Instead of merely viewing, people were replaying, examining, and quantifying what may now be the most a 12-minute YouTube analysis of the video. Dubbed the hit The Shook Hip Hop, Papoose vs. Eazy full analysis was posted by a fan. It is the most famous punch since Solange vs. Jay-Z in the elevator. Featured split-screen crowd responses, slow-motion zooms on Papoose's first swing, a red-circled Remy Ma speaking to her aide in the background, and a scathing voiceover. Here, you can see Eazy attempting to avoid Departed, but it's too late. Karma and loyalty have already caught him. However, the internet wasn't merely amused, it was in mourning, since Remy Ma and Papoose were the last remaining symbols of true love and hip-hop. For many fans, this was more than simply rumors, it was a betrayal of hope. We believed that they remained resilient in the face of sorrow, imprisonment, and paparazzi. But now that image has been destroyed, and Ree's silence is more powerful than the blow. A new hashtag #FreePapoose went viral within hours of the video's release. Supporters defended him fervently. And he didn't only swing for "if you push a king to the wall, don't cry when he charges back." Remy cheated. He swung for every man who remained faithful and got clowned. The remarks were overwhelming, and Papoose did what most guys wish they had the courage to do. Eazy was disrespected. One Remy Ma sort of made the decision to speak at last. Instead of posting a video or doing a press run, she posted a single Instagram picture, a black and white selfie with no makeup and a lengthy caption, and asked for forgiveness, compassion, and healing because sometimes the strongest souls cry the loudest. Everyone involved, you begged for healing after months of lying and sneaking, but the remarks were not amenable. "Oh no, ma'am." During this time, Eazy remained silent. No posts, no interviews, nothing. Papoose gave you the world, and you gave him a war. Don't spiritual caption your way out of this one. However, in a brief comment to Rolling Loud magazine, his publicist said, "We are aware of the incident and exploring legal remedies." Legal remedies. So, in addition to the chutzpah of trying to sue the man whose wife you supposedly stole after flirting, sneaking, and sliding in direct messages, but the shocking news that turned everything upside down. The incident was initially reported by TMZ. Security tape that was leaked showed Eazy and Remy Ma in a private suite weeks prior to a fight. The video is timestamped 2 weeks prior to the altercation. Around 2:38 a.m., they entered a Jersey City hotel suite together. They weren't at an event or filming, and they were definitely not alone for business. In the video, Eazy is seen speaking in her ear while laying his hand on her lower back. She chuckles, and they enter. Guess how long they stayed? 3 hours. Fans commented, but Remy's team remained silent. That's not a rap, baby. Every second of that film is another nail in Remy's coffin. That's a betrayal smorgasbord. He was using battle raps to get into her marriage. Public image. Suddenly, as though someone intentionally called out pandemonium, tape began to emerge. An unidentified source purportedly recorded a voicemail from Eazy to Remy in which he states, "He'll never love you like I do. He's at ease. I'm here. Do you sense me? Do you sense me? Do you sense me? We can feel the Papoose imprint on your chin, sir." This voicemail only fanned the flames, prompting thousands of fans to flood Remy Ma's old Black Love interviews with clown emojis and comments like, "So, this was a performance. Remove this. It did not hold up well over time. You gave that man this because he loved you more than his own career." However, it wasn't simply admirers that pointed it out. Celebrities began unfollowing each other. Taji P. Henson deleted Remy from her list of followers. Raps City tweeted something ambiguous, saying, "Your betrayal cannot be used to create a legacy. You know what Papoose did." Swiss Beats even shared a fan remark that said, "Real ones suffer the most, but they rise the highest." Nothing still, no word, just one move, not a post, not a tweet. He added a single line to his Instagram bio. Loyalty is always winning. It merely observes. Chills. News broke that Papoose had refused bail and opted to spend the night at the detention center. According to a blog, one officer claimed that he didn't desire preferential treatment. This scandal is leaving craters, so let's talk about the harm to the industry. "I'll walk out when I've calmed down," he added. Eazy allegedly lost a contract to endorse a streetwear company that would have launched next month. Remy Ma was removed from her appearance on a podcast that focused on empowering women through loyalty. The irony was oppressive. And here's the thing, Papoose is reportedly getting more offers than ever before. One label wants to use him as the face of loyalty, tenacity, and healing via bars. Tremendous depth of feeling, because this is what no one anticipated. Papoose turned into a cultural icon. A guy not just despised, but also one who eschewed influence in favor of silence, respect rather than retribution, and only used force when it became unbearable, and the ones behind him are standing. Phrases like protect, Papoose, loyalty, everything are becoming common on fan merchandise. As one popular TikTok put it, this isn't about gossip, this is about men who put their all into their work and women who let them break. He swung for all of us. The world is now preparing for what comes next, as the internet continues to analyze every moment of the leaked hotel film. As part 3 is where everything comes together. Court cases, diss tracks. The courtroom was quiet until it wasn't. Public apologies, and a career change that no one anticipated. And guess what? It's only getting louder. As Papoose reporters swarmed the sidewalk as he walked in for his arraignment. Flashbulbs popping and fans screaming, "We love you, Pap." He was wearing a black hoodie pulled low over his face. As Remy Ma was seated in the front row, sunglasses on, lips pulled tightly together. This was a public reckoning, not a family drama. The charge, the trial was conducted virtually, with one TikTok commentator live streaming the entire proceedings as court cameras rolled, accruing points for assault, deliberate injury, and public disruption. To the caption said, "Will the king of fidelity fall, or soar like the legend he is?" 5 million views in 1 hour. In the trial, Papoose maintained his calmness. "I'm not proud of what I did, but I'm not ashamed of why I did it," he replied when asked to speak. Goosebumps. The judge himself looked rattled. Then came the unexpected turn of events. Papoose's attorney disclosed that only days prior to the incident, Eazy had sent Remy Ma a threatening note. "If he comes at me, I swear I'll take both y'all down," the lawyer read aloud. Then the story abruptly changed because it wasn't simply about a cheating scandal, a tale of coercion, pressure, and quiet suffering. The judge granted Papoose free without bail, but only on the stipulation that he refrain from speaking to Eazy in the future. 90 days, Black Love ain't dead. Fans yelled as the crowd outside erupted. "Justice for Pap. Remy, take a second. Look, if you don't understand." And infant Remy blinked 4 times. Pap gave the media a single statement as he left the courtroom. "Silence ain't peace sometimes. It's about surviving." Might drop. However, Eazy was in a downward spiral when Papoose left, and insiders claimed that he canceled all studio sessions. For the following 2 weeks, his staff is frantically cleaning up his image, and it's said that he's gone into ghost mode. No tweets, no postings, no combat announcements, because his admirers abandoned him overnight. The voicemails, the leaked hotel footage, and now the threatening texts were all too much. The streets he used to brag for were now tearing apart his once arrogant online identity, and when Eazy did speak, it was a 5-minute apologetic video on the internet rather than a freestyle or live stream. He sat on camera, clearly scared, his voice low. "I made a mistake. I didn't want for the Instagram post to be dedicated to Papoose, Remy, and the followers, but the harm was already done. Things to get this far. I became enmeshed in something I believed I could manage, and I caused harm to individuals I didn't intend to cause." Fans weren't impressed. "We ride with Papoose, period. You wanted the fire, so stop whining about the smoke." Remy Ma went all damage control mode. Her public relations team released a formal statement. Remy Ma apologizes to everyone who was harmed by the recent events and is dedicated to finding closure, clarity, and re-establishing her life and career. "You're sorry now after your silence let a real one burn in public," read one of the widely shared tweets, although admirers had already left the train. One more, Remy didn't just lose a man. She lost the respect of the entire community. However, amongst all of this chaos, Papoose released a song. Not just any song, either. The cover image features a man walking away from a broken mirror with his reflection clutching a woman's hand. The song is called Legacy Lost, holding her down in the cell. The song was honest, raw, sad, and poetic. Now, I'm holding my breath. She posted in shade / and constructed the queen from a cage. I loved in silence, but now I'm left. With remorse, she exchanged vows for views. She faded out, and the internet went crazy. Celebrities shared the song with prayer emojis, and thousands of admirers offered heartfelt replies. Hip-hop's most popular song, the male version of Lemonade, garnered over 3 million Spotify plays in a single day. The outro, This Ain't Revenge, This Is Release, was the most shocking part of the honest breakup anthem. He prayed for her, and despite all the betrayal, silence, and headlines, he concluded with grace. And if you can still hear my heart in this, pray for her peace. Public opinion solidified at that point. Papoose wasn't a criminal. Rather, he was a martyr who didn't simply walk through the flames. By the end of the week, Papoose secured a brand contract with a large therapy platform that promotes mental wellness for men of color, all while maintaining his dignity and coping with loss. In the meantime, Eazy was removed from 2 collaborations, and Remy Ma secretly disclosed that Netflix is already considering a documentary titled Unwritten Bars, The Story Behind the Silence. Turned off her Instagram comments. The streets gave Papoose a crown no court could ever have, the monarch of loyalty. For while others manipulated hearts, influence, and attention, from loyalty to deceit, from poetry to being admitted to prison, from whispered voicemails, he stood on love and continued to stand even when love broke him. He held her down through incarceration, and she allowed someone else to pick her up in private. The Remy Ma, Eazy, and Papoose triangle didn't simply go out of control, it exploded. And when the truth hit, Remy chose Instagram captions, Eazy chose silence, and Papoose chose violence. But the story was about what happens when a guy offers his entire life to someone who is already halfway out the door. And it was about what the world does to wonderful people. Let's face it, this was not only about betrayal. We ask you, the ones who are actually watching, Brain, was Papoose wrong to snap? Or did he simply utter out what every broken heart has felt in silence? Men who love loudly and suffer silently. Will Eazy the Block Captain ever physically or publicly recover from the hit? Did Remy Ma ruin the final true love tale in hip-hop history? If you want more exclusive breakdowns, uncensored opinion, and the mess that other channels are too afraid to handle, please share your ideas in the comments. We want the real tea. Hit that like button. Backhand index pointing right. Index pointing to the right, click subscribe. The right hand index is pointing. Activate alerts to ensure you don't miss the next scandal. We explode. This is a scoop bazaar, where the truth comes out, does not seep out. It crashes as if wine glass during a meal about a cheating scandal celebration. Until the next time, remain faithful, keep your mess, and be noisy.